So in a lot of the content that I make, I notice that I don't really tell you how to let go. I preach it because it is the only answer for a lot of the things that we go through. But how do you let go? Well, I'm here to tell you that you can't, or you don't. It's impossible. I know, mind-blowing, right? Why do I say that? Well, it's because, let's say you have an addiction. In order to overcome an addiction, you had to change something about yourself. You had to let go of an idea or a belief, an action, behavior. And what did you do? Even if you don't know it, instinctually or subconsciously, you replaced it. You swapped it out. You switched it for something else. It may be subtle. It may be easy to recognize, like, oh yeah, I stopped doing substances and now I exercise. So the action of what you did, or the energy, I guess you could say, the energy of what you were doing replaced or swapped out with something else that could replace that habit or behavior or action or belief. So in order for you to let go, you need to switch it or replace it or swap it with something else. A great example, if you believe that tea is bad for you, then you have good reason to believe why tea is bad for you. You wouldn't just randomly believe tea is bad for you, and you would have reasons why, which is understandable. If that's, I know it's an example, but if that's what you believe, more power to you. Now, in order for you to have a different belief about tea, you need to switch it, swap it, replace it with the opposite, or with a different belief, a different behavior, a different action. And in order for you to do that, you need to have and find reasoning for the opposite, for a different mindset of it. A great way to think about this is in your relationship. If you continue to hold on to things that are in the past, well, you need to replace it with things that you can hold on into the future or into the present, because you cannot let go of something if you have not replaced it. Now, that might sound like it's weird, right? But it's the truth. Let's say, even better, water. I drink water. Now, what did I used to drink before that? Well, it was coffee or soda or juice, right? Now, the substance itself of a liquid never changed, but I did change my beliefs or my habits or even my thought patterns about liquid. So now I only drink water. Before, I believed soda or other things, right, are good for you because they taste good. Not that they're like healthy, we all know that, but that they taste good and such and everything. And I replaced it slowly but surely with different beliefs and thought patterns and changed my behaviors because of that. And now I drink water. So in order for you to process what you're going through, you need to first separate your emotions from it. It's hard because you need to have emotions, and I'm not telling you to be dehumanize yourself, but I'm telling you to process your feelings separately from the situation that you're involving yourself into. If you feel hatred for seeing someone that looks like a person that hurt you 10 years ago, well, you need to separate the emotion first, detach your emotion from the situation, and understand why you feel the emotion in the first place. Why would a person that has no correlation and may only have similar facial characteristics to someone who did hurt you? And why does that trigger you? Why does that bring up these feelings when it's just a stranger? You know, punishing them even subconsciously for looking a certain way when they can't change that. So once you unpack it, which is first separating your emotions, and then finally processing the situation itself or whatever is disturbing you and why you cannot let go of something, then you would examine it, which is what I just said. But what I mean by examine is by asking deeper questions about the situation. Why do I feel this way? what makes me feel this way? What is the trigger or the cause of the feeling of itself? And then you would relate it back to the actual thing that you can't let go of, which is whatever in the situation of example is a facial feature that reminds you of someone who hurt you in your past. Then you must separate it and recognize within yourself, okay, well, that isn't that person, right? This is a stranger. This is someone who has no harm to me. I'm completely safe in these environments, and that is the past. Or however you want to reason it with yourself. I'm not going to tell you how to heal yourself, because only you can heal yourself. Only you can let go of these things and of things that are holding you back that you cannot let go of. I cannot explain or give an example for every single situation. So you must give that to yourself, which is a gift. So when you start to do that, then you are able to let go, because you are replacing your thought, your behavior, your situation, your experience with another. Because if you believe that you cannot let go of something, it's because that you decide that you do not want to switch it out with something. Let's say that for this example of the facial feature, you decide to replace it with a different thought pattern as exactly that. They are a stranger, or they aren't meant to harm me, or that is someone completely separate, or bringing a different feeling into that. When you finally process it and when you finally understand the art of letting go, then you understand that it's not letting go that you must do. The small reasonings or the small tidbits of help that lead to the grand idea of letting go of something is to switch it out with something, or to swap it, or to replace it. So how do you learn to do that? By exactly what I just told you. You examine your emotions. Then you examine the situation that brought up the emotions. Then you separate it. After that, you're going to want to ask yourself deeper questions so that you no longer feel the feelings. When you give yourself reasonings for why you shouldn't feel a certain way, or why you shouldn't attach the emotion to something that you cannot let go of, then you tell your brain the opposite, right? You tell your brain that, oh, so I guess it's okay to feel this way, or it's okay to not feel angry, or it's okay to not feel scared when a stranger has similar characteristics, or that was in the past. Whatever reasoning you wanted to give yourself. And that gets you one step closer to healing. One step closer to letting go of something that you thought was impossible to let go of, impossible to detach emotion from, impossible, right? That word is used in a lot of situations because we think that it is not possible, when in fact it is impassable. And I'm quoting from Alice in Wonderland. It is impassable that you decide not to pass through it. You decide to not do the work that requires of letting go. I hope that this message found you well, and that you like, subscribe, and if you have any comments or questions, I will freely answer them. I'm here to support you on your growth and on the path that you decided to enlighten yourself into. My name is Augustine. This is just for clarity, and thank you for being here.